Hey, hello everybody. It is Tuesday. I got my little Nefertiti thing going on. We are I Choose Me hashtag no more excuses. Tuesday night live, 9 p.m. Giving some more time. You could play the music. We playing the music. We waiting for people to come on anyway. When you sign on, say hello so we know that you're there. Share, please share. If you're in it, you're watching, please share with your friends. Share with your friends. Let's share.
2 seconds to share. Just put share, click share.
Let's click share so we can share what we got going on, talk about the conversation, have a conversation together, right? The more the merrier. We do not own rights to this music. We just enjoy it. We're just gonna play it while we're waiting. But I'm just so glad you turning in, everybody. Hi, everybody. So I was talking about a topic today. Me and Abu was talking about it. So I was like, guess what? You can go live again with me today if you want. And he was like, yeah, I'll go live. So here we got back. I know it's not first Tuesday, but we back together. Man. And although I'm in the bed. We're in the bed. I am feeling a whole lot better than I have been. My foot is doing much better. But
another long day.
The kids was getting still prepared, so we was like, oh, how about we go back? This is a nice little comfortable way to do it.
We got work, we got businesses, we got broke, we got sprained foots, we got it's a lot of stuff going on.
See my calendar. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, like y'all know, it's Tuesday. It's I Choose Me hashtag no more excuses. And we know our motto, which is I pledge to embrace who I am today, love who I was yesterday, and inspire who I will become tomorrow. And so that's what the journey of this movement is all about. It's about learning to love yourself to life so that you can unlock your gift in the present, so that way you're always bringing your gift, because that's what the whole journey is about, you know, recognizing that you are a gift. Yeah, this thing is gonna drop. What's up? This is my little calendar, but it's looking kind of sideways. Okay, we got that fixed. Hey, how you doing? Want to know who's watching your live video? Swipe left to see your viewers. Okay, so hey Sheena, hey Miss Sanchez, hey Aunt Karen. Two more that ain't telling me who you are, but that's okay. Well, anyway, we're not going to spend too much time. We're going to start what our topic is all about. And so today, I'm sorry, I have to learn to lower my voice, but you know.
You just talk regular.
Talk regular, okay. Well, do you want to start with how was your day?
My day was long. I've been throwing trash away all day. My little part-time, I got a part-time gig at, I ain't gonna say where, it's a hotel now. And I'm like the man in that piece.
He's the man everywhere he goes, right? To know him is to love him.
Man in that piece.
To know him is to love him. He's a man in that piece.
Yeah, look, I got stuff from Jamaica. They went to Jamaica, bring me back stuff, man. I've been there for about 3 months.
He is something else. Anyhow, but at this time, I'm going to go over the topic so we can talk about what today is all about. So our topic for today is, how was my day? I'm sorry, I didn't talk about my day. My day, hey Tanika. My day was great. I was walking better, so I'm feeling better. I was doing more for myself today, so I'm starting to become back more independent. So that was a good feeling. But it was relaxing. Shout out to my cousin. She came in from the storm. Prayers to everybody who, made it through the storm. And, oh, wow, it's a lot going on. But she came in from Florida, stayed for 2 days. Sparkle. We had good time. Shout out to Sparkle and the family. Sincere, Jamila and Celine. And so it was a nice little family time. Everybody knows our house is your home. And so if you need a spot, you know where to come. And so she came in.
Why would you say that?
He's crazy. But if you really need somewhere to go. So she came in and she just left today. Yeah. So shout out to her. She headed back to Florida. So safe travels back. But on a serious note, there's a lot going on in the world. And so we were talking today. And the topic for today is you will never become a tree until you are first willing to be a seed. That, once again, is you will never become a tree until you are first willing to be a seed. And before we go in, I want to share on two definitions. The first one is seed, and the second one is tree. So the definition for seed is a flowering plant unit of reproduction capable of developing into another such plant. Synonyms is kernel. The definition for a tree is a woody perennial plant, typically having a single stem or trunk growing to a considerable height and bearing lateral branches at some distance from the ground. And so the seed is the beginning to the tree. The seed is what gets planted in the what?
Ground.
In the ground. And in all instances, it has to be what? Dirt. So we know what dirt looks like. And so we're talking about a seed that is planted in the dirt, aka darkness, away from civilization, alone, one seed, planted in the dirt to create a tree. A tree will represent whatever that is. And so I'm not even going to start because I was talking to my hubby earlier about that, and we went going on and on. So I'm going to let him start because he was blowing my mind. You were blowing my mind with your ideas. So I want you to start, and I'll reiterate a little bit of what you got to say. So go ahead. What were your
I was sitting there when we were talking. I was just thinking about how the seed actually comes about. Is if you know anything about growing, you plant the seed, right? So some people start them. You know, you can start it off, and like I start my seeds in a paper towel, put in the plastic in the darkness, and it sprout, and then I plant the sprouted seed. But in order for a seed to sprout, to begin to grow, you have to place it in darkness. Damp and darkness, wet and darkness. Now, your wet and darkness can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to mean dirt. Your wet and darkness could be your addiction. Your wet and darkness could be your abuse that you had to go through. Your wet and darkness could be your finances that are messed up right now. It could be anything. But the moral of the story is, my point I'm trying to make is, you have to go through and come out of the darkness. Once you come out of the darkness, any plant, what do? They're reaching out, they're coming out of that dirt so they can get to the light. Once they get to the light, then you start blooming. Then you begin to grow into who or what you're supposed to grow in. Whether it's your business starts to grow, every business starts off rocky. Mm-hmm. Every business, it's a struggle. No matter what you do, it's a struggle in the beginning. You ask any successful person, they'll tell you it was a struggle in the beginning. Kevin Hart struggled 10 years. Took him 10 years to get where he was at. 10, 12 years. It's a struggle in the beginning, but he got through the dirt. And once he got through that dirt, he began to grow. And look at where he is today. You understand what I'm saying? So it was basically how I feel in my life. Like, I feel like I was a seed. I done been through all this, the letdowns, the hurt, the pains, the finances messed up, everything. I done been through it all, but I'm still growing. I'm coming up out that dirt. When I come up out that dirt, start busting these flowers out on y'all, start blooming. People see you go through veg, you go from seed to veg to bloom.
Preach.
Don't ask me how I know that, but you go from seed to veg to bloom. All right? And if you take care of your tree, the more you take care of yourself, which is that tree, the more you can produce. If you take, like, you got a tomato plant, the more you water that plant, get the pH balance of the water right first before you add the water into the plant.
Y'all, he made a bridge for me now. He made a bridge for me.
Get you some nutrients that'll help your plants. Like, it's different things you can do to nurture, take care of the plant. The better environment the plant is, the more it'll produce. I mean, that's nature. That's
nature,
facts.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't grow certain plants in less than 75 degree weather. It got to be between 75 and 88 degrees. It can't be too hot. It can't be too cold. They ain't gonna produce barely nothing. You see that? I mean, it's just everything in life. It reverts back to nature. It seems like to me. So with that being said, you got anything you want to add to that?
I was gonna say that was so powerful because we all know what this movement is, right? The movement is I Choose Me, hashtag no more excuses. And the object is to understand that we were each born and created with gifts and purpose as a seed. We individual, that unique thing is what makes us that seed. And what he said is when you take care of the seed, the tree grows. It becomes a plant. And not only did he say, now we all seeds, right? And we're planted, and we all know how that looks, right? And you want to bloom, right? But when you bloom, how many things come off that tree from taking care of you? So that is proof, which he brought it right back to the movement of I Choose Me, hashtag no more excuses, and why love grows everything, and why it is necessary for you to take care of you, because you are the seed. And until you take care of the seed, you will not produce a tree, and you will never bear fruit. In order to be able to bear fruit, you got to be a seed. And like he was saying, you are in the dirt, right? And if you're in the dirt, that means you, first of all, at some point you were by yourself. When God decided to send you down through whoever he chose to send you through, you came alone, unless you had a twin. Even still, you each got your own journey and your own individual mode and makeup, right? And so now that you're in the ground, and like he was saying, oh, that was so good when he was saying like your finances can be the dirt. With that, all that thing that you think that it was meant and created to keep you down was the very thing which is going to make you become who you were created to be. The dirt is necessary. The pain is necessary. The hurt is necessary. The struggle is necessary, because that is the dirt in your life. That is the thing that gets covered over top of you while you're beginning to cultivate. Because you know what happens when stuff is dirty? People are afraid and scared to touch it, right? When stuff is dirty, you stay away from it, right? Sometimes you may seem dirty because God needs to get you by yourself. He needs to get you alone so that you can produce, so that he can cover you up, so that people can't see who you are. They can't understand what you are. So that's the covering. That's that pain. That's that dirt. But guess what he then does? Remember I said the tears are answers. That's the water. So while you're in the dirt, feeling alone, the tears that you cry are the water that is going to nurture your seed. So now you got the dirt, which is all you've been through, the things that people thought that was supposed to break you, the things that you thought that was going to stop you, the thing that you thought that would hinder you, that was the dirt. And the tears that you cried over the situations that you thought were going to break you, the tears that you cried over the situation that you thought that was going to hinder you, was the water. And then you show up, and then you are a tree because of what you've been through, because the endurance that you've been in. And that is why I say endure and embrace the preparation, because you got to understand that the journey was designed for you to be in the dirt. We spoke about diamonds not too long ago, right? And everybody know a diamond comes from coal, dark black coal, and it takes pressure to make a beautiful diamond. And so the same thing with the seed in the tree. It takes pressure. It takes dirt. It takes pain. It takes all of that in order for you to, like here, say, rise. To rise up. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the preparation.
Even still, I'm going to go back to the diamond you just said. See, a lot of people don't know. Even with the diamonds, they come from cold. Pressure, bop. Turn into a diamond. A raw diamond is still an ugly stone. It has no shine to it. It has no sharp edges like how they do it. It has to normally goes to Belgium. Belgium is like the capital of diamond cutting. Most diamonds in the world get cut in Belgium. So you still have to send it to an expert. After it goes through the pressure, it still has to go to an expert to cut it, to get it refined, to get it nice and purdy, like how these people like their purdy diamonds. You see what I'm saying? So even though you feel like you don't went through it and something still ain't working out, it's still more steps to get you where you got. The higher you got to go, the more. If you trying to get to the top of the roof, that's 28 flights, man. And you're copping out, you're getting tired on 10th floor, you ain't going to make it.
You ain't going to make it.
The more you want in your life, the bigger, the more steps, the more obstacles they're going to be in your life. Anybody can have it easy. A lot of us have it easy. That's why we don't got nothing.
Say it again.
A lot of us have it easy. That's why we don't got nothing.
And you know what? And what you know what people fail to remember, that to whom much is given, much was required. They say much is required, but to whom much was given, much was required. It took a lot for people to get to where they are. And before you sit there and see somebody's story, before you sit there and see their end product, sit down with somebody and find out how they got there. Let them talk to you and take you on the journey of their life. Because I promise you, you're going to find out about the dirt. You're going to find out about the loves they lost, the relationship they lost, sometimes the kids they lost. I mean, people go through so much. See, as a seed.
That brings it back when y'all had that symposium. The lady.
The symposium.
Sybil.
Yeah.
Sybil made a good point. She said most people, like, these go back to church. That's why, man, church, we got to change how we do things. That's just what it is. If people want to get better, people really want to have cultivating good lives, we need to change up what we teaching people and how we treat people. She basically said, in church, most people, you know, they take.
Don't forget to share. If you're listening, share.
They talk about the bad, and then they talk about the hallelujah moment when you finally got over. Nobody talks about the in between.
Yeah.
What did you have to go to before you got to your blessing? They talk about bad then blessing, bad then blessing. Life don't work like that.
It don't.
It's been a lot of lonely, angry, dark, wet nights that you had to sleep through and go through before you got to that blessing. People need to hear that because people are stuck in the in between. Like my man, Enough said, I'm just stuck between blessings right now.
In between blessings right now.
So I can't spin how I want to spin because I'm stuck between blessings. And people don't know how to navigate between those, the situation they're in and the blessing that they're about to receive. So you need to share those stories. Tell people how you got through, what helped you get through. Don't tell me how it was bad and now it's good. Like, that's not, you can't help nobody. That's not a story. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes a lot of people just need to hear your story. Oh, I'm going through the same thing right now, but they don't know. They look at you like you trying to get, oh, God's going to bless you. It's going to be, how you know? I've been struggling for 6 months. God ain't blessed me yet. I don't know. It's when the doubt kicks in. That's when everything kicks in, man.
Yeah.
You got to tell the truth. Tell your story.
And I mean, and that's what the journey of choosing yourself and loving yourself is all about. It's about embracing and loving yourself enough to stand up in your story, like I said. To understand that is your divine assignment, to be able to go through what you went through because you were built for that, in order to come out and shine your light for somebody else who's probably going to be in the same place that you were in, who's probably going to go through something that you went through. And then you got a connection to somebody. And because you are scared to show up and be great, because you are scared of the shame that it might leave behind, that you forget and you omit the one thing that makes you great, the one thing that is meant to connect you, the one thing that gets you to produce fruit. You produce fruit when your seed grows into that tree, those limbs come out, and then you begin to blossom. And so when you share your story, for every time you share your story to somebody, with somebody, you connect to somebody, you empower somebody, you inspire somebody, you have created a fruit. Another fruit, another flower, another light, another difference in somebody else's life. So you're feeding somebody, right? Because fruit is going to nurture you, right? It's feeding. So anytime you stand up in your story, then you're nurturing somebody else through your fruit, because you're feeding their spirit. And so it's about you beginning to let your spirit fruits begin to blossom. And that is all about who you are, who you were created to be. What you have been through are your fruit. And when you begin to share your fruit, then you begin to get more fruit, more seeds, and you grow higher in the journey of loving yourself. And as you begin to grow and you make a difference, and you realize that the people around you see you. You know why? Because you see you. And when you see you, everybody else sees you too. And so I just want you to understand that you are a seed. And it doesn't matter what you've been through or who may not know that you were great, as long as you know that you were born with a purpose, as long as you know that you have something to bring forth, as long as you know that your seed matters, you will be able to provide and nurture yourself into the tree that you were born to be. We all got to show up in our gifts. Every week I'm telling you this because I'm telling you, you live a more fulfilled life when you show up as you every single time. It's not hard. It's not hard to show up as you. You know why? Because you were created to be you. That is the easiest job you will ever do, as long as you master being you, as long as you love you, as long as you understand that what you've been through was required for you to be who God called you to be. What you've been through was required in order for you to show up on the level that you were intended to show up. And the question is, are you ready to show up for yourself? Are you ready to turn your seed into a tree so that you can blossom and start leaving fruit around? Are you leaving fruit in your life? Or are you putting them all aside? Because we all know we can't eat everything that falls off the tree. But what are you doing? Nakia says, purpose don't need permission. Show up in your purpose and be great. Absolutely. Understand that you being born is your permission to be great. You were born to be great. You were born to be one of a kind. And see, he don't even listen to Lisa Nichols. I'm about to tell him that's her lie. It's your birthright. It is your birthright to show up and be great. You were given that. When God says everything you already had, you know why? Because you were built with it. Because you were built for the journey. You were built for the ride. You was built for the darkness. You were built for the rain. You were built for the storm. I'm thinking about right now, there's storms everywhere, right? There's storms everywhere. And guess what? Towns are being torn apart. Only to be what? Rebuilt again. So if you feel like you have been torn apart, if you feel like life is not going the way you want, if you feel like you have gone to your rock bottom, understand that when you are built again, you'll be even better than you were before. Why? Because you have new information. Why? Because you have a brand new foundation that will stand. Why? Because you have new information, which then gives you a brand new foundation for where you're going. And so it requires sometimes for stuff to be torn apart in order to be built back up. Because the foundation that is standing on ain't ready. It ain't ready to take you where you are supposed to go.
No.
It's not equipped to take you where you're supposed to go. And so we have to embrace the preparation. We have to embrace that we were built for our storms. And until we turn our pain into power, the storms will continue to force us to believe that we can't go, that we can't make it. We can't come back. We can't replenish. We can't refuel. That's the doubt in your head when you don't know who you are. When you know who you are, it don't matter what you go through. You wake up tomorrow saying, listen, I ain't what I was yesterday, but guess what? You ain't going to remember who I am tomorrow. Because I'm going to be somebody totally different. I'm always evolving. I'm turning into my best self. And so it's a journey. It's a real journey. But the thing is, some of us are not ready for the journey. But we're ready for the tree. If you're not ready to be a seed, then you will never be a tree. If you're not ready to have to go be put in the dirt, if you're not ready to have to lose some things, if you're not ready to have to be misunderstood, if you're not ready to be lied to, if you're not ready to go through all the things that, hey, what, Jesus went through it? If you're not ready to do all that, you will never be the tree that you desire to be, because it requires that.
Let me tell you something. I got a tree in my backyard right now. Got hit by lightning. Not this time, but a couple months ago. It hit it. Pow! The limb broke down, cracking the tree. The tree is still living. It's still moving. It's still producing branches and leaves. The tree did not roll over and give up, even though it was struck by lightning. One of the worst things could ever happen to you. Struck by lightning.
Lost a limb. A whole limb fell off. Lost a limb.
Got to keep going. If the tree can keep going and get hit by lightning, you can keep going.
And you know what's so powerful about what you just said? I thought about this earlier and almost forgot, but guess what? He online, so it came right back to me. He said he had a tree in the backyard. You know that tree in the backyard that was standing for years. Now, some people don't want to be the seed, right? You want to be able to just go buy a tree and plant it, right? And then give a little bit of this and give a little bit of that. So you don't want to show up as you. You want to take a bunch of everybody else's stories, put yourself in the dirt, water it with your stuff, and then expect to blossom. But then when the storm comes through, the whole tree falls down, and you wonder why. Because that tree was rooted in his own foundation, standing on his own seed, it still stands. And the things that are standing and rooted on his own foundation, if you know them good old-fashioned trees, you know them trees you see in front of your grandma's house that have been there for years and years and years, those trees that you got to get somebody, you got to pay somebody to come up and rip it from the ground. Otherwise, it'll start tearing up your whole foundation. Those kind of trees that roots go on for miles and miles and miles, mess up everything around because the roots so deep. Don't you need to be the seed where your roots run so deep that you are unable to be tore down. So you're going to keep on being tore down until you begin to get roots that run through the ground in a way that nothing will grow again, right? That nothing can break it. Nothing can pull it down. Nothing can do all of that. So I want to get you to rebuild in a way that you can't be broken down again. And in order for you to do that, you have got to love yourself and go through the journey. Get to know yourself. Date yourself. Put yourself first. Be the seed that you were supposed to be by rooting yourself in the ground and allowing your roots to take form before you look for, flowers? Before you looking for a blossoming off your tree, get your roots right. Before you looking for the tree to be the look of it where everybody gonna come and say, oh, that tree is the bomb in the neighborhood, get your roots right. When you get your roots right,
you're trying to be a rose bush when you really a dogwood.
And know the type. Oh, that was deep. Know the tree you were created to be. When you know the tree that you were created to be, guess what? You will shine in a way that people know what you are and who you are, with no questions.
This time,
foundation. You are so silly. I ain't preaching y'all, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just drop me about $2-3.
I'm just saying that at the end of the day, in order for you to stand and not worry about falling, in order for you to get to the level in which your tree begins to produce fruit, you got to get your roots right. The better your roots, the stronger your foundation, the longer you'll last, and the more people will be able to benefit from your fruit, right? So make sure you have fruit that is beneficial to the people that's walking by. Don't just be standing there without giving life. Let's give life. And so when we let our fruits be what they were called to be, then we begin to give life. Babe, I need you to hold this because I'm going to share my poem for the day. Oh. And so, my poem for the day. All right, come this way. I told y'all know I'm better at holding the selfie stick than him.
Better at holding a lot of stuff.
Shut up. Anywho, the poem for the day is called "How Tall Is Your Ladder?" No, I'm trying to make it even. Where is your faith when you can't see? Where is that burning desire to know that things will always be? Can you see your dreams when you're laying in the dark? Will you allow God to come in and be your undying spark? Where is your faith when the rain seems to pour? Why is it that you believe there will be sunshine no more? Don't you know that pain and love is what gives balance to all? Did you realize we will never appreciate standing if we never had to fall? Can you see the world still turns even when you stand still? Because it's not in our power, but it is in God's will. Where is your faith when it seems you are standing on your last leg? Why is it you still don't drop to your knees and beg? Beg God for forgiveness for not coming to him first. Why wait to the point when your situation has gotten worse? For when you have faith in God, he is the first that you call. Not after you have exhausted every possibility and your back is on the wall. For the sky is the limit, but your faith is the ladder to the gift God holds. But if you don't believe in his power, then your future will not unfold. For God has your life wrapped up waiting to see just how long it would take for you to get to thee. So again I ask, how tall is your ladder to the things you want and need? For it starts with your faith in God, which will determine will you succeed. So let's start building our ladder of faith to the sky. For it's only your faith, love, and relationship with God that will get us by. And so, at this time, I just want to say that where is your faith in the seed that you were created to be? Where is the faith and understanding that if you would plant yourself still, if you would dedicate yourself to yourself, if you would pour into yourself, if you would embrace your journey, if you would embrace the preparation, if you would believe that you were born to be great, if you would believe that you were born enough, then you can show up for yourself, turn your seed into a tree, and then begin to bring fruit in your life so that you can live the life that you were designed to live. And so I'm asking you, are you really ready to produce in your life? And if so, have you been prepared, and are you willing to become a seed first? Is there anything you would like to add, baby?
This time, Pastor finished with the direction of the ushers.
And so does anybody have anything that they want to share? Is there something that you know that you haven't taken the time to water yourself?
You just had church.
I just had church. He's crazy. Well, is there any body on here that want to? We need a choir. He's silly. But I just want to say that we love you.
Virtual auditions for the up and coming.
Oh yeah,
play,
I got some stuff to go again. Okay, I'm gonna.
The proposed date is March 3rd.
No, don't do all that. Okay, so we got some information because this is a movement, and so I got some upcoming events. So I just want to share. If you're in the Charlotte area, if you're visiting, you can come out. But this Sunday, the 17th at 3 p.m., I'm going to be a part of the Empowerment Authors Showcase. It's hosted by Miss Lisa and Mr. Brian. They are amazing. It's going to be at the Little Rock Culture Center at 401 North Myers. It's free. And once again, that's the Empowerment Authors Showcase. You can come out, and it's going to be Sunday at 3 p.m. If you need more information, it'll be on the page, the group page. Also, we will be having our last casting call there. We got most of the people, but we need just a couple of more people. And so if you're interested, or you know somebody in the Charlotte area that will be interested in being a part of the play, my play, Picking Up the Broken Pieces, which inspires you to pick yourself up. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you had to experience, in order for you to be who you were called to be, you have to pick up those broken pieces and become whole again so you can walk in your purpose. And so that's what that play is about. And so if you're interested, we will be doing video submissions this time. That will be, you will film yourself performing a 1 to 2 minute monologue that demonstrates your emotional range with a resume. And if you have a headshot, please send your headshot to Sybil, that's SYBIL, at girlpowerproductions.com. And if you have any questions, you can call her at 704-750-1678. Once again, this information I will post on the page as well. And it will be a week before I'll have my deadline. And so you have time to tape yourself, do a monologue, send it to me. Also, I will be a part of Little Rock AME Zion first annual WOW Conference. That's Woman of Worth. We'll be in the Greensboro area. That's November 3rd and 4th. That also will be on the page. So come out, get a ticket, come and be a part of something great. It's going to be a conference. It's going to be an overnight thing. And if you're interested, that'll be on the site as well. Also, if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram at I Choose Me Movement. You could subscribe to my page, my channel, I Choose Me, # No More Excuses on YouTube. And last but not least, y'all, Saturday sessions will begin this Saturday. Well, not this Saturday. I mean this month. Sorry, this month. Thank you that I got you. This month, Saturday sessions will begin. Real Talk with Real Women. September 30th, catered by One Bite. September 30th, it'll be wine and good hors d'oeuvres and real talk. And so it will be presented by Girl Power Productions. yours truly will be the host. I will be the host, and we will be doing a different one every month. Every last Saturday of the month, we will move around the Charlotte area so that we can work together at just bringing our best self, supporting each other, building this sisterhood, and starting to walk in our power and in our purpose by telling our story, by sharing our journey so that we could become the lights in the world that we were created to be. And so I think that's it. I don't have any more notes, nothing else to say, but I do want to tell you that we love you. I'm so grateful for being a part of the movement with you guys. I'm glad that you're trusting your Tuesday nights with me. And shout out to Rondell, y'all, for him giving us another week. Woo, woo, woo. The best hubby in the world. I'm so grateful. But at this time, I just want to say our motto, which is I pledge to embrace who I am today, love who I was yesterday, and inspire who I will become tomorrow. That is what the journey of I Choose Me is all about. Realizing that you were born enough. And so we need to unlock ourselves so we can walk in our truth, walk in our purpose, and be our best self. Love, love, love you. Look forward to seeing you next time. And until next time, remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. You deserve it. From my family to yours, one love. And you go ahead and hit that button.
Peace, guys.
Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.
I'm not licensed for that. It's a YouTube video that's playing.
He's not licensed to play that. We like the music.